Hi there, this is Dr. Appel from Ado Psychology Center, where we specialize in treating anxiety, depression, and OCD. Today I'd like to discuss a modality of therapy called ACT therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy. This modality is great because it provides structure while also includes a lot of flexibility so that it can be tailored to each person's individual needs. When it comes to OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, we all know that the gold standard treatment is ERP, exposure response prevention. But ERP can be used within the model of ACT therapy, and ACT can add a few very helpful components as well. So let's discuss ACT briefly. Here's a hexaflex in ACT with 6 main components. 2 of the components are acceptance and diffusion. Another 2 are values and committed action. And then there is self as context and contact with the present moment. The last 2 are a little bit more nuanced, so we will save that for a different time. But for today, it is important to understand the other 4 components and how they can work really for any treatment for any disorder that you're treating, especially for OCD. Values helps an individual come to terms and identify what their true values are and helps them therefore live a more value-driven life. And committed action are the actions they take. It's like a specific plan of action of behaviors that they're going to be engaging in that are in line with their values. This helps ground people in what's important for them in their lives, their values, and shifts the focus from just trying to reduce symptoms to actually gaining a more functional life. And through that, the person is more motivated to then work on whatever symptoms are interfering in that plan. Acceptance refers to learning how to accept your emotions instead of trying to fight them or change them. And over time, when people lay their guard down and just accept their emotions for how they are, they tend to experience them as less intense, less severe, and ultimately are able to be more functional, even when their emotions are somewhat distressing. Diffusion or cognitive diffusion refers to, instead of getting stuck in your thoughts, recognize your thoughts for what they are, just thoughts, and not getting stuck in them. Instead, diffusing, separating yourself from them. A brief cognitive diffusion exercise we often do is we would tell someone to say to themselves, for example, if let's say they have a self-concept that they are stupid. So to say out loud, I am stupid, and see how that feels. And usually that doesn't feel great. But then to say, I'm having the thought that I'm stupid. And then we're going to distance themselves from the thought even further by saying, my mind is sending me the thought that I'm stupid. Or even one more level of distance by saying, I'm noticing my mind sending me the thought that I'm stupid. It's much easier to disengage from that thought and say, okay, thank you, mind, for that thought, when you think about it in that way versus when you're fused with the thought and really feel like you're stupid. So cognitive diffusion is all about recognizing what thoughts are and then changing your relationship with your thoughts so you're not as stuck in them. As you can imagine, for OCD, this can be very helpful. Where someone has an intrusive thought, and instead of feeling like they need to do something about it, just kind of labeling it as a thought that they're having can be very helpful for them to then be able to move on from that thought. This is a very brief video, so there's very little that could be included in it, but overall, hopefully that gave you some idea of what ACT therapy is all about, the different components, and how it can be used in treating really any disorder, but including OCD, even within the ERP framework, because we would still do ERP, exposure response prevention. That would be part of the committed action, which is in line in their values of living an OCD-free life. But there are other components that ACT provides that can help as well. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you want more videos on ACT or on other topics, feel free to check out our website, which is adopsychologycenter.com. See you there.